You're watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
Okay, we're back. Today we're exploring the plight of two families who each waged a courageous battle for their youngsters' lives against an often fatal blood disease known as childhood leukemia. Joining us for our second segment is Sabrina Ward and her daughter Mallory Ward. Hey Mallory, how are you? We met at a breakfast a while back. And Mallory, you're how old now?
10.
You're 10 now. How old were you when you were diagnosed?
5.
You were 5, so it's been 5 years. All right, so Sabrina, how did we talked in the first segment to Dessa about how this story unfolded for that family. How did it unfold for you?
Ours is a little different. Mallory had been complaining with some elbow pain, like joint pain. And so I took her to her regular doctor and just kept getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. And then we went to a bone doctor, a joint doctor, an orthopedic doctor, trying to search out what was causing the joint pain. It just wouldn't go away. And there at the orthopedic doctor, I asked him to refer us to Duke or Chapel Hill, whichever one could see us first, because the whole time...
But you still had no...
I did.
You did.
I did. Mine is different from the first mom, is because the whole time we had been trying to find out what was wrong with her elbow, they had been drawing blood tests, and I was keeping them and looking at them and taking them home and looking them up online and reading. And
you had suspicion?
Well, yes, that, and our family, we have a real strong faith in God. Mm-hmm. And I could go to sleep at night, and I had dreams about her having leukemia. I dreamed about her with no hair. I dreamed about chemotherapy. So I had already knew. I knew what was going on.
You did?
Yeah. So
before the doctors told you?
Yeah, I asked for a referral to Duke or Chapel Hill, whichever one could see us first, and it was Duke. Duke saw us first. And actually,
well, do you remember the pain in your elbow? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Was it it got worse? Pretty painful?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they went, and where'd you go, Chapel Hill?
We went to Duke.
We
did our entire treatment at Duke.
Okay. And
well, they referred us to Duke to see a rheumatoid arthritis doctor. And we went that day. I actually took clothes with us that day because I just knew we weren't coming home. And so we got there, we saw the rheumatoid arthritis specialist, and she looked at Mallory's blood work, and she kind of told us, yeah, you know.
Who went to Duke?
Me and Mallory.
Just two of you?
Well, her grandparents, my parents went with us that day also.
Okay. And what happened from there? So you started treatment right away?
Next day.
At Duke? Mm-hmm. And that went on for how? Was it also
she had a 3.5-year treatment plan.
Of?
Chemo.
Chemo. Mm-hmm. And was it the same scenario? Did you lose your hair? Did it bother you? No, you said... Tell the viewers what you told. I asked Mallory off camera. I said, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" Tell them what you said.
I want to be a doctor, but I'm not sure which kind.
Why do you want to be a doctor? Does that have anything to do with what you saw and how they cured you? No, you don't think so? No. So it was 3.5-year treatment. Mm-hmm. You're welling up, I see already. Yeah. When you think about it,
it's hard to think about without getting emotional, you know, because I know what she went through. I watched her suffer.
You did.
So, yeah. And I just feel so blessed that she's well now and she's here. You know, we're very, even though we've had this situation, we're still very, very blessed.
Were you fearful?
I never had a doubt in my mind at all that Mallory would not be fine. I knew that God would take care of her and she would be fine. I never doubted that for a second. It was just still very hard to go through.
To watch your child.
Yeah. It's hard enough to watch any child suffer.
Anybody, much less
your own child.
Your own child. Do you have other children?
I do. I have a 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah. And how does that, there's so much focus and attention that's needed when you're dealing with a child in an issue like this. What happens with your other...
When Mallory was diagnosed, my other daughter was 10 months old.
10 months?
Yeah.
You had a 10th month and a 5-year-old.
Yeah. So my family played a huge part in taking care of her and keeping her while we were hospitalized. And you know.
Now, did you go back and forth to Duke?
When Mallory was in the hospital, I stayed with her the entire time.
But I mean, she came home and
She
then
came home and went back and came home and went back.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And how did she react to the treatment? What was?
I mean, just as typical. She was very, very sick. She lost her hair. She lost the ability to walk.
She couldn't walk.
Just from weakness and, you know, muscle weakness and problems.
What were you thinking, Mallory, while this was going on? What was going through your mind when you were having a treatment? You can't walk. What are you thinking?
I didn't really know.
You know, you think I'm going to get through this? You definitely thought that. Would you talk about it, the two of you?
Yeah, we did.
What was the conversation?
The gist of the conversations we had were, come on, this is just for now. You know, we're going to make it. This will be over soon. You know, just think, you know, you're special. This is why this is happening to you because, you know, God knew you could handle it. This is why you have it. You'll be fine. I mean, there was nothing ever negative or down about it. We just kind of, we had fun too at times. You know, staying in the hospital. It was just me and her.
Now, what happened to school during this time?
Well, she missed kindergarten completely.
Right.
And she missed part of first grade. We did a lot of reading. I actually did some homeschooling. You did? In the hospital, just because we had so much time on our hands. But our you know, school district is very, very nice and they're helpful. They worked with us a lot. They sent a teacher to our house a couple times a week, just so that she could still progress in her grades. So, but as far as school and social school, no, she didn't go to school at all, kindergarten. But she's great. She's great. She's at grade level. Brilliant.
Now. Yeah,
straight A's. No problem whatsoever. She's reading on like 11th grade level. She didn't miss anything. She's doing fine. So she's at her level and in her appropriate grade. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You like school? Yeah. What do you like? What subject you like the most?
Math.
You do? Wow. Do you do science in 5th grade? You like that too? So you think you're going to be a doctor? Yeah. What's your other daughter's name?
Lena.
How's Lena? How do they get along? What's the family dynamics? We'll probably explore this a little more in the next segment with you and the two moms.
She's 6 now, and she has no memory of Mallory being sick because she was so small. She was so small. But so they're normal sisters.
Yeah.
Just normal, every day. Yeah, it's normal.
I hear you. All right, if you'll wait.
Yeah, that's fine.
On the set, and we're going to bring back Dessa to talk to the two of you about this incredible journey of two families who fought a courageous battle to save their youngsters from an often fatal blood disease. We'll be right back. Stay with us.